As marketing leaders at early stage startups, it's our job to do everything in our power to avoid executing on the pat on the back project. Are you familiar with this concept? This is a term that I coined that refers to situations where marketers find themselves executing projects like brand messaging or brand marketing with no plan on how to execute or activate the work once it's done. And so what happens when you get to the end of the project? We pat ourselves on the back, right? Everybody's really excited about the work that we've done. The CEO is happy, the founder's happy, the team is happy, and then we're kind of at a standstill because no one knows what to do with the work that was created. I want to give you some tips on how you can avoid going through a pat on the back project, how you can turn toward activation, especially when it comes to messaging projects. So 5 ways to avoid falling into the pat on the back project trap. Number 1, you need founder evangelism. From the very beginning of your messaging engagement, you have to make sure that your founder is 100% bought in, and they also have to be active in the process, because when you get to the end of the engagement or the project, when you have your strategy and your framework in place, we need that founder CEO to be evangelizing to the rest of the company what the story is, what the new narrative is, and what this person expects from their team. Number 2 is team adoption. I think it's a huge challenge for marketers to not create projects within a vacuum that the rest of the company doesn't know about or take seriously. So have a plan in place that walks everyone through that change management process and puts them on a path towards success with your new messaging. The third is you need a spark campaign. When you get to the end of your messaging engagement, you've got the framework in place, you need to have a go-to-market campaign that allows you to bring the messaging in front of people outside of the walls of your organization. I talk with my clients a lot about making messaging real and making it stick. The first thing that you need to do is you need that buy-in and that understanding, that adoption within the organization. But in order to truly get the ROI that you're looking for, you have to have a plan in place. So one easy way to do this that I recommend, if you don't have a timely event coming up, like an upcoming fundraise, a new product launch that's happening, a new partner that you're introducing, a really good campaign that you can use to kind of spark interests and attention after a messaging engagement is a value proposition education campaign, right? So when we go through sprints together with clients, we get to the end of the process with refined value propositions, and that's really the start of the work that we need to be doing together. We need to be educating about these value props, helping people understand what are they, what kind of rewards do they offer to the customers that we're trying to reach. So you can plan an entire campaign just around a value proposition where you're creating blog content, video content, social media posts, paid ads, landing pages, email nurture campaigns, a lot of coordinated content all around this new idea that you're putting forth with your value proposition. Next is what I call the everywhere effect. We want to make sure that once messaging is locked in with the strategy that we put together, we need to be deploying it everywhere, not just in marketing campaigns. It needs to be deployed across product, customer success, executive communications, employee onboarding, everywhere where we have an opportunity to educate and communicate, whether it's inside the organization or outside the organization. We have to have a plan in place to update our messaging. And so what I like to do with the sprint is make a list of all of the places where legacy messaging might exist and make a plan for how that messaging will be updated, who will be responsible for updating it, and when it will be updated. And then the last one is the feedback loop. So I think as marketers, it's really important to set expectations with sellers and with the rest of the organization that we want to establish this feedback loop. We want to learn from how messaging is resonating with conversations with people. We don't expect that everything's going to be 100% effective from day one. We have to stress test the messaging. We have to learn from conversations. I hope these tips help you. I hope they help you avoid that pat on the back project problem that I talked about in the beginning of this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, have a good day.